was young when I started dancing with my family, and my sister dragged me to dance classes, and I was actually kind of sold immediately. It's 30 minutes from Amsterdam in a small town, so we didn't had a lot actually. It was just a street dance class, a commercial class with choreographies, but back then for me that was okay. And I was in a team, and we were doing competitions, and for me that was a lot of fun. So I didn't really have the knowledge. It came later when I wanted to do more, but I couldn't do it in my small village where I grew up. So then I went to Rotterdam, Amsterdam, and then my eyes just opened for the whole scene and all the styles and the dancers and the events. I knew house music, but I just didn't like the house class. I was always used to hip hop, and that was my thing. And I was still young, so my mindset was pure hip hop. And I didn't know house class that way. I was only listening to house music when I was younger, like the 80s sound and the 90s sound, but never knew there was house dance. I took 10 classes, and actually I didn't like it in the beginning. And my sister was like, take the 10 classes, you pay for it, so just take it. And after that, if you want to do the hip hop classes, you can do the hip hop classes. And then after 10 times, I was just sold. I really liked it, and I really could feel that. And then we went to a studio, and it was actually small in an old church. People who were there, they still know. It was a really different environment, and people were really in the community atmosphere. That was my second encounter actually with the house culture. And then in Amsterdam, all the events I started to know about. And so for me, then my eyes opened, and the house community opened to me as well. So it was a good start actually, my experience with house and dance in the community. It's funny because when I started in Rotterdam, Wesley was one of the teachers. So I didn't know anybody in the house scene or in the dance scene. So for me, everyone was new. But when I look back, I was like, oh, hey, it's funny that Wesley was one of my first teachers. So I always remember those persons because they gave me my first information actually of dance style, and in this case it was house. One of my big influences was when I went to Amsterdam, and at the Steka studio, Steka really took me under his wings. Not only as a dancer, but later on also as a teacher and also as a person to do battles with. So he has given me a lot of information. He has a lot of knowledge, and also his friends who came from abroad. I didn't know anybody back then, or the OGs, and he was telling me so much about the house scene, about the dance scene, also here in Holland back in the 70s, the 80s, but also from the US. And then people I took workshops with, from Henry Link, Khalif, Buddha Stretch, so really the US OGs, but also the French, the Asians, so Hero. I think in the grown-up world, things get more into boxes and the structure, and the playfulness and the fantasy world of kids is something it's good to remind us as adults sometimes. And I always try to look at them as well. And both of my parents come from Suriname. My sister was born there as well. I was born here in Holland. And so actually I grew up with music, dance, party, the positive atmosphere of if someone is their birthday, or someone is turning 50 or 25 or newborn. It's really a warm, comforting family where I grew up in the culture as well. So when there's a party, there's a lot of food, there's a lot of music, and it's about being with each other and the atmosphere. And I really grew up in that, but for me it's something normal. But I have a lot of Dutch friends, so when I grew older and I went to their parties, I found that it was not that normal where I grew up in. There are so many different cultures, but for me, when something is normal, when you're younger, you see it as it's okay. Everybody is the same way. My mom and my father, they're music lovers, and they gave me a lot of inspiration musically actually. They were always listening to music, so it's good to have to look back at how your parents taught you some things, your norms, and their vision in life, and your roots, where you come from. It's really nice to embrace it and to see it and to acknowledge it and go back to research and to put that also in your own way of living and your own personality, and you can give that as your own information through to other people. I've been teaching now for maybe 5 years, and a lot of people gave me help and tools, and I now find the really positive atmosphere and something really nice to give to people. And what I really like is that classes now that I've been teaching are always different, because sometimes I try to invite other people, I still take classes, I still go to workshops, I still look around, talk to people about their classes or how people see my classes. I always try to have that feedback to improve it every time, again and again and again. For me, it's really important, especially in Amsterdam, to give back to the community. I think people are searching for it. People like the community vibe of taking a class or going to class and have that chill and cool atmosphere, and they don't want to. The people I know during my class, don't want to go to class, go to your class, take the bag and go again, but they really want to go to class and have the feeling of being with each other, laugh, really important, dance as well, having fun, being with each other. Don't dance against each other, dance with your partner. My class, that is one of my main goals. Every time people come in, if you're new or I know you for a really long time already, I want you to enjoy the class, to have fun, be with each other, have the really like the community vibe. And if you leave, not because the class is over, but leave because you feel like, okay, now we are ready to leave. And the way you feel okay is just to make sure you're just fine with yourself. The thing is, when we're like at home or in the bedroom or dressing up, oh, that's my thing. And when I put on music, I'm on my weirdest, because that's the thing that I feel comfortable with, you know? I'm dressing up, and when I get ready for work, I have my music on. Nobody's watching me, so I'm okay with it. But that kind of vibe, that's the kind of vibe you have to create just to make sure you feel okay and get crazy. Yeah? So, we're going to theater mode, theater setting. So I'm gonna dim the lights and we're gonna create that small bedroom, getting ready for work vibe, just by yourself. And then later on we're gonna connect with each other. Oh, that sounds creepy though. That sounds creepy. I think the essence of house, how I see it and how I see it and also hear it from a lot of people that gave workshops or coming from abroad, especially from the US scene or the US house dance scene, is the essence of being with each other, the social part. And I think we should not forget that house was a social dance. You hear it in all the classic songs, like the some of the classic songs also have the classic quotes, like in the beginning there was Jack and Jack had a groove. It's actually funny because there is this place called Merry Go Wild. Well, Merry Go Wild is a classic house song as well, and it's a spot at the Zeedijk, and it's a really small spot, but it's really nice, and you can find the poster with the quote in the beginning. There was Jack and Jack had a groove, and from this groove song so can groove, more groove, and I really like that quote. And I think in all the classic house music there are so many quotes that give you the essence of house, and so you really have to listen to house music and get the essence from it, because a lot of times also in soulful house music there are so many quotes, and even in music there's this life, this way of life and quotes and essence already in it. That's why you feel some kind of tracks, or you feel a certain passion with a song or a connection with a song. It gives you something. And the social part of the house dance is really important. With house music comes the house dance, because the house dance is influenced with the music. I still believe that first there was music and then dance came. So I like those quotes. Hiddens of it really embodies the essence. And it's funny because I also have the poster. I'm gonna buy it and put it in my living room. Nice.